welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we're doing a recap and review of Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 7, How Do You Know If You're in Love? Erik and Virginia. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button as well. And also feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below because I like to engage with the viewers and subscribers. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. So now we're still in Vegas. This is the beginning of day 7 where everybody's packing up, leaving as they just completed 1 week of being on their honeymoon. And Virginia and Erik are all smiles. I mean, they had a couple of hiccups with conversation on the honeymoon, but pretty much they're smiling. So now they're headed back to Atlanta, and being that the honeymoon is over, they're settling in their apartments, and of course the show wanted them to be in the experiment on equal footing. So this is where we now see both Erik and Virginia start to engage in conversation. Erik is telling Virginia that, you know, he's lived with a past girlfriend, but with Virginia, this marks her first time ever living with a significant other. So she's never lived with anyone. And Erik told his wife that they need to compromise and that we're now in real life. Erik explained, of course, with Virginia that they would have plenty of alone time because of her job. And, you know, he has to leave for days at a time. So, you know, that's something that she would have to adjust to. And, you know, of course, Virginia almost seemed more excited to be away from Erik than with him. Now, I mean, that's the way it appeared. We don't really know. But, you know, even amongst that, Erik remained in good spirits. So this is going to be an interesting combination because obviously she definitely loves her independent time, hanging out with her friends, enjoying life. And of course, Erik is a pilot. So there's going to be times where he's away from home a lot. So I'm wondering, is he going to feel some form of trust with her, you know, being that she is at home, wife at home alone, you know, things like that. I mean, and this is also something that he mentioned to the cameras, you know, because of the alone time, you know, that his job would allow. You know, how is he going to deal with that? How's she going to deal with that? And it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So now we see Erik has being shown checking out Virginia's old apartment. And she got a chance to also meet her 2 dogs. And Erik claimed he's allergic to cats. But we see this whole back and forth that Virginia playfully doesn't believe him. And, you know, he took it in stride. You know, he didn't make a big issue. He kept saying that he was allergic to cats. And she was like, no, you're not. And he was like, yes, I am. No, you're not. And he gave this example about being in a house where he didn't know where a cat was and never had an allergic reaction. But when he knew the cat was there, he started having symptoms. So that was pretty interesting. Her apartment was pretty small, pretty cozy. She seems like she have a lot of artsy designs and pictures. She loves her dogs and things like that. And he didn't really have any issue of how, you know, she lived. And he went and checked out everything in her place, you know. It's just her. So she's used to just living with a small apartment. She's okay with it. He was cool. He wasn't overly judgmental or critical about her living arrangements and everything. So I just think he was like, well, okay, you know, I mean, this is how you used to live when you were single. And it's pretty much a single girl's pad, you know, just enough for her. So, you know, it seemed like he was pretty cool with it. And, you know, I like the fact that they were able to, especially with Erik, he was able to just, you know, just take a look around and pick up and get an idea of the habits of, Virginia and what he has to contend with going forward, you know, and he was pretty cool with it. So now it was his turn now. She went over to his place, and this is now day 8. He had a lot of modern red and black and white colors, a lot of airplane figurines. his apartment, or his condo, I should say, looked very contemporary. I actually like that light fixture he had. But it's a lot of space. But I mean, he's a pilot, so obviously, he had the lifestyle, and his home showed accordingly. However, Virginia thought that her home was more cozy, and that Erik's place was a straight bachelor pad. She probably wouldn't want to live there long term. She said she liked having, pictures of, the friends and family around. Erik didn't have anything like that in his condo. Virginia told Erik that they should actually sell the condo and start over. And Erik was surprised, although he did mention how he liked to be a homeowner soon. So, I mean, he seems to be pretty flexible. I thought the condo was really nice, the way it was set up, very contemporary. But she wasn't feeling it. She was like, you need to gear this up and we need to do something else, And so he didn't find the comment problematic. He said, he wanted to buy a house. And she seemed to be cool with that answer too. So obviously there was a way of them compromising in regards to the conversation. However, Virginia did tell the cameras that she's very extroverted with her personality. She loves to party with her friends, and that's just who she is, and it's not a phase due to her age. And Virginia hope her husband will see that and also understand that. So I've been seeing comments in social media whether Virginia is ready to switch or transition from single life onto the married life. And I mean, honestly, they only been married for, at this point, 8 days. So it's going, and they didn't even know each other existed prior to a week ago. So this is when we now have Pastor Cal come and do a sit down with both Erik and Virginia and chat about the marriage and what's really going on. And they didn't have a problem, they said, with the physical. Virginia revealed that they did consummate the marriage and that everything was great between them so far. There was conversation on the age difference. Erik said the numbers didn't bother him, but he was worried a little bit about the different places that they were in the stages of their life. Erik said he had more experience with relationships, and he was concerned with Virginia viewing him more as a boyfriend rather than a husband. And of course, Virginia laughed, but she did agree that Erik wanted to know her whereabouts when she went out with her friends, and that was a little odd for her. Erik said he asked Virginia to be careful before she went out, only because he cared about her. But Virginia said, I think it's a little weird when someone expects you to text every time you get somewhere. Guys, let me know what you think about that. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I know in my dating relationships, you say, hey, I made it home, things like that. But let me know what you think. Virginia also accused Erik of being overprotective and requiring that she ask his permission before going out to party. Erik told Virginia that, hey, she wasn't single anymore and couldn't do whatever she wanted at any time. While Erik said Virginia had total freedom and, he wasn't trying to control her. He just wanted her to touch base about their plans. Virginia also pointed out that Erik had a problem with her best guy friends, who Virginia said might as well be gay because they never hook up or date. Virginia also said she was used to going out and partying and then crashing on a guy's friend couch at the end of the night. And Pastor Cal was like, I'm a married man and that's not okay with me. It has nothing to do with controlling my wife. From my perspective, if my wife falls asleep on a guy's couch, I am going to worry like crazy because it's my job as being her husband to make sure that my wife is okay, not putting herself in a situation where some idiot is going to try to take advantage of her. And of course, Erik concurred with that. And Virginia, she insisted that she had 2 best guy friends and she stayed over their places all the time. But Pastor Cal reminded her that that kind of behavior is for single women. So, guys and ladies, what do you think about that? Was Pastor Cal right? Is Virginia think she's being overly controlled? Is she actually looking at this as a perspective of now you're married, some things have to change? I mean, honestly, me myself, this is just my opinion. I wouldn't do it, even if this was my guy's friends, just out of respect for my significant other. Now, if I'm completely just drunk and I can't drive home, I will ask my significant other to come and give me a ride. But to have my husband at home and I'm staying at my guy friend's house, I personally wouldn't do that. So that's just my opinion, what works for me. Everybody else have a different perspective on this. Let me know what your perspective is on this. Because obviously Virginia did not see this as an issue. However, Pastor Cal, as you know, of course, he's a married man. He understands. I don't think he would, well, he said it. He wouldn't, think that was okay for Wendy, his wife, to do that. And of course, Erik is definitely concerned about Virginia's well-being. And who knows? I mean, not to say her friends might, of course, wouldn't probably do anything. But it's just, I think it comes down to a matter of respect for your spouse. So let me know what you guys think on this. They're a pretty interesting couple out of the 5 couples. Each one of them are different. Chris and Paige, Claire and Ryan, Vincent and Brianna. All of them have their differences and everything, and it's just pretty interesting to watch. So we'll see what happens next week with them. So let's do our post notification shout out. If you wanted to be shouted out in the videos, drop a comment down below. I will see you, find you, and shout you out. So the first one goes to Maria Neknanda. Thank you so much for engaging in the channel. I really appreciate your comment. And then also Miss Pat Patty. Thank you as well for engaging in the channel and dropping your comment as well. I really appreciate it. So until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.